we have the current stock market update for GameStop Corporation, stock ticker GME. Before we begin with today's chart analysis, if you find these educational materials to be helpful, please remember to click the like and subscribe buttons and leave your thoughts below in the comments section so that other traders can find this information more easily on the platform. So what we're looking at here is the 1 hour price chart. Each candle on this time frame represents a 1 hour trading period. And as we can see, the stock is now starting to roll over from some of these prior resistance levels that we were watching previously. So what we're going to do first here is just sort of drill in here a bit, try to figure out exactly what is going on here, and then try to figure out from there what is most likely to happen next. So, if we're looking at these near-term price movements, we did see some bounce off of this 2030 area. If people remember, this area was plotted out on this price chart even before we broke through $21 per share. So, very interesting here to see that these price zones worked out exactly as expected. And we did then see share prices move back into an old resistance level that we were watching very closely at roughly 2090 and then fill right there. So this is all standard technical analysis here. I mean, this is a perfect example of why this type of technique actually works. A lot of people write off these types of strategies and things like that, but you can really outperform a lot of quote unquote more serious investors, people that are just simply looking at fundamentals and nothing else. It's not so difficult in many cases to outperform those people, and then sometimes by a very wide margin. And it's because these things do play out as expected. There are reasons that these price patterns are in place. And then, we can see here just a perfect example of all of this unfolding completely as expected. So we did break through that roughly $22, $21.90 area. We tested that $21 level. We attempted to find some support there, broke through there again, which is where we expected to see a bounce here. And then we move right back into that $21.90, $22 area before we start to see another failure. So this is completely textbook. This is exactly as you would expect it to happen. And, more recently, what we're looking at here, is a bit of a support break that has been found right around $21 again. So it's just these same levels over and over again. And we're playing out exactly as expected. So, we did see this bounce off of 21. We see a movement into 22 roughly, and then share prices break through that. Break through that support level. So currently what we're looking at here as far as forward expectations, I mean, what exactly is likely to occur at this point? Well, the first level that I would be watching does come in right around 2050. It's possible that we could see a bounce here. We have seen a bit of a bounce here previously. 2050 is what gave us roughly, let's get a number here, 2166 was that prior high. So, there was more than $1 of upside price movement after that level was tested previously. So this doesn't necessarily mean that this will happen again, but this would be the first level that I would watch because, 2030 to 2050 is really sort of the last support zone here that will be defending that $20 mark. Now, there's nothing really on this price chart at the moment to suggest that $20 is going to be a significant number for future trading here. It's possible that you could see some options positions that are established right around that area. Some possible buying activity that could protect those options positions. But, for the most part, we really haven't seen much significance in that $20 level recently. It's been quite a while. I mean, previously we saw sort of a bounce off of 2039, but, for the most part, we have been falling right through $20. We can see these major downside price movements fall to 1988. 1930, 1943. So there hasn't been a significant amount of buying activity right around that $20 level anytime recently. So, I would personally be looking more at these historical support levels rather than that $20 level. I wouldn't really be buying into $20 if I was bullish on this stock. So quickly, just before I kind of close out the video here, I will sort of quickly look at the indicator reading, see what information we can find here. Because there is actually some positive momentum, which is kind of hard to believe given what's going on with share prices. But there is some positive momentum activity here that is visible in the relative strength index at the moment. It is a bit of a mixed signal here. We are seeing some downside movement as well. So that would be this activity here. But this longer term trend line is actually positive. So you would actually have to side with that side of the argument. So the question from there, since there is still some positive momentum that is present here, we do have to sort of look for some possible support zones. So this is a bit of an interesting reading here because the share price itself is really just moving lower. So just to kind of close things out here, we will be looking at these major levels of support. So where could that momentum actually play itself out? As I said, you've got this 2050 level and then this 2030 area. To me, that is really where you need to see this bounce because I think that, if that area goes, there hasn't been a lot of buying activity previously, or at least near term, right around that $20 mark. So I think that if we break below 2030, that could be enough to break through this positive momentum condition in the relative strength index. Because as you can see, that indicator reading isn't so far away from that trend line. So it really wouldn't take a huge movement lower in order to break that upward trend momentum. So essentially, what I'm saying here is you do need to sort of see a break here, or a bounce, I should say. You do need to see a bounce here relatively soon. Currently, share prices are at $20.75. So I think you can move a little bit lower without it being a real problem. But I think that this area here, 2030 to 2050, is going to wind up being more significant than that $20 mark. So just to finish out here, if I'm wrong about all of this, and if we are going to see share prices move higher, the price level that I would be watching to the top side currently comes in at 2170. I think that if you see a break of 2170, I think then you can start to destroy a lot of that bearish argument because you would then see this old resistance zone that starts to break. That would be this area here. And then this descending trend line, as you can see, is starting to come into contact with that area. So if you can get a break into, right around $22 or so, that would then sort of break this downtrend line. And that is an important downtrend line because that goes all the way back to those $25 highs that were posted right before the last earnings report. So, this is sort of two sides of the equation here. And I'm sort of giving both sides of the argument at the moment. So if we were able to see a break above roughly 2070, move into right around $22 per share, then I think you can start to make more of a bullish argument here. But if we do see a break below 2030, I think that at the very least, you're looking at a retest of right around 1940. So here's the current market update for GameStop Corporation, stock ticker GME. Our high value trading strategies membership is currently available for a limited time for only $9.99 per month. These high conviction investment strategies are characterized by superior risk to reward metrics that target massive market beating returns over time. Join now to outperform the market. Lock in this special introductory rate of just $9.99 per month for the entire lifetime of your membership and start trading stocks with the pros.